What kind of subject material would you consider for an independent film?
Well, as far as a subject matter for independent films that I would do, some would probably be or shouldn't be made. There'd be horror films and comedies and things, drama. I'm not really that big into actual comedy film as far as an independent film. There's too many where it becomes kind of a amateur. It's like amateur hour or something. A lot of the comedies. So I'd probably stay away from that and make it more, a drama, horror, science fiction, those kinds of things. As far as independent films or documentaries, more historical, factual kinds of things. A lot of times, if you take things very seriously, they end up being funny in a lot of ways too. So we'll see. I don't have a specific style or anything that I want to work towards. I guess the one thing I don't like though are really feel good. Feel good kind of films that is just not for me. It's too much taking the, or a film that takes the, the audience for idiots. Is really a real turn off for me. I don't like those kinds of films. I guess the after school special kind of films. So I'll stay away from those too. But hopefully, with each one I do, the quality will get better and better.
Would you do the soundtrack for that film?
Oh, absolutely. No question about it. If I'm going to create a film of my own, I would definitely do the music for that film because I think I would have a vision of, what I intended in making the film and the music as well.
Would you act in your film?
Well, I think I would, certainly, probably out of necessity, because we probably don't have, enough actors or actresses. I think when I was younger, I really was considering acting. I do enjoy it, certainly. I've even taken some acting classes. In high school, I took a lot of acting classes, and even in college I did. But I don't think it's anything, particularly good at all. But I think it'd be a lot of fun. Really, the whole thing. I think with that, to me, the music is a lot of pressure. The music side of things. And I take it very, very seriously. It really is my life's work in many ways. Whereas the films for me are it's not necessarily that I don't take them seriously, but they're fun. They're kind of a release for me as well.
Have you spoken with anyone else about getting involved with this project?
Well, as far as other people getting involved, I did certainly see, there's some internet sites that have a lot of actors and people interested in independent film, even in the Indianapolis, Indiana area, which is about an hour away from my location. And it turns out there's an entire community of people who are interested in creating films and working on films, everything from actors to production people, so I think when the time comes, certainly, I think I'd like to get as many people who want to be involved with it as as possible. I think that's one of the things when you really do an independent film is that you cannot do it on your own. You need other people to be involved, certainly actors and those kinds of things. So that should be very interesting and probably a lot of fun too.
So you just released your first full-length DVD.
Well, yes, I did release a DVD. It was History in Progress. Guitarist Denis Taaffe, History in Progress, was a DVD. And really, it's a collection of interviews and, concert appearances and things. And the nice thing is that it goes back, to about 1999 were the interviews. And my friend Chuck Terrell was interviewing me, and so really it started at the beginning of my development as far as guitar and music and approach to guitar as well. Unfortunately, some of the quality of the video is not so good because, again, back then they weren't digital cameras at all. They were lousy cameras, and that, I think they were like a $75 high-8 camera, on its last legs it was used, and things, so it's really grainy and scratchy. However, it does tell the story really of my development as far as guitar and creating, specifically my first CD and how that came about.
How did the DVD come about? What inspired you, and what made you decide on this format?
And from then, I thought, well, this is a great way to document, my history and progress, rather than just, text or pictures and things. So to have video would be great. And so I tried, I didn't have very much video of me. I had a few, television interviews and a few concert videos and a few interviews, and that's about it. So how that came about in making the DVD really was really by accident. It's not something I set out to do. I think back in 1999 I was going to create an instructional video, and my friend Chuck Terrell was getting into video things, and so he knew much more about it than I did. I didn't know anything about it, but he agreed to help me with it, and so he did. He helped me with it, and we did a lot of work on it really, but it never actually was completed. It just kind of was dropped, nothing ever quite happened. And part of it is because we had no way of editing it, any equipment that we could use, we had to go through hoops and hurdles and things. It just became too complicated, and so eventually it was just dropped. However, years later, as home equipment got better, and I got a digital camera and then editing software and things, I realized, that for no budget whatsoever, which is what I had to work with, you could create, a full-length documentary or film, like the one you're watching now. And so that was a big revelation. And so I decided then to take those old high-8 tapes. The cameras had long since disappeared. But I took those high-8 tapes and had them transferred to DVD, and then could import them into the computer and edit them and that kind of thing. And so I'm really thrilled to see some of the old videos. There are still some out there somewhere. If I can locate them someday, that would be very interesting to see. One is a Channel 8 television interview and performance that unfortunately is gone maybe forever. I don't know. I was able to track down 2 television performances, but this third one I just haven't been able to. But anyway, and the idea is the same. Again, it's just to document my progress as far as a musician and in music and my guitar playing, and also to document, I guess, my history as a guitarist. You know, how did I become a guitarist, and you know, what did I go through really to get to where I am now musically? And film's a great way of doing that.